Well, when I was growing up, my mother was a teacher. She was a classroom teacher. She was like my role model. So I knew I always wanted to teach. I just didn't know at the time that I'd be teaching music.
All I wanted to do was play sports. I was a gymnast. I was like not into the singing, not into the playing or anything.
In 5th grade, we had to pick an instrument, band or orchestra, and my orchestra teacher happened to play cello, and I really looked up to her, so that's why I chose cello.
I joined orchestra because I wanted to play in a large group, so I chose cello and then enjoyed it so much, so I stayed with it for all these years.
Things happened, injury, and then all of a sudden I couldn't do my sports anymore, and I found out that I wanted to give piano a try.
Once I got to the point where I knew, first of all, I loved to play, then I would eventually be teaching music.
And I decided to major in piano performance in college, and as part of my requirement, I had to be in a women's ensemble. So I learned how to sing in a women's ensemble, and my director asked me to be the assistant conductor.
I started choir in elementary school, and then I took a brief break in middle school and freshman year for band.
And it was another one of those moments where I just stood in front of that choir, and I was directing for the first time. And I just, again, the world just stopped.
And then I ultimately came back to choir just because I love the camaraderie of using your voice with other people.
And I was like, this is me. This is what I can do. And this is the gift that I can give to the people around me.
It's a lot more personal. And I find that the bond is just really unique, even among music ensembles, when you get to sing with people every day.
It was never really a decision. It was just, I kind of just expected to do it. And then I stuck with it because I made friends and I really enjoyed having that community in music.
Well, in 5th grade I was forced to play it, and then just kind of fell in love with it and found it fun. I mean, made a lot of friends throughout it.
Auditioned and was playing in groups, and a couple professors there sat me down and they were like, "What are you majoring in?" And I went, "I don't know."
And I just found something. It was like it just clicked. And then I found out also it's not just a skill, but it was my heart and it was my passion.
And they go, "I'm pretty sure you're majoring in music and you need to teach music."
And when I would sit down and play the piano, the world stopped. And I could also communicate through the songs that I chose and how I wanted to play piano.
So it just took some grown-ups in my life when I was 18, 19 years old to say, "You're doing good at this, you should continue doing it." And that's what I've been doing ever since.
It was kind of like, I always had that in the back of my mind as a goal.
So when it came to what are you going to teach, it was a no-brainer. Because in my mind, taking music and using it and molding it, giving it back first to my students, and then also to the audience and the people that are listening to us is like the greatest gift I could give anyone, anywhere, and it's where I find my purpose.
Typically, when we think of team activity, we think of sports, but orchestra and band and choir, that's a ultimate team activity.
If we don't have the arts, then we're missing something that is to the core of human nature. If we can't express ourselves through choir, through playing instruments, through dance, through art, then we lose a bit of humanity.
You can play a musical instrument or sing into old age, like me.
Giving them the gift of that allows them to have connection and purpose that they normally wouldn't find in school. Also opens doors for kids.
It builds a lot of character through musical skill, and the kids really love coming to school and performing. And I think it just has a lot of opportunity for kids to grow, not just musically on their instrument, but in their confidence and in their leadership skills, and do a really great job serving their school through community performance and stuff.
It's a community in LC where lots of musicians are gathered in one spot versus just being scattered and doing your own thing. So I think it's a really good community.
Some of my lifelong friends I met in high school band.
There's kids that will never take voice lessons. They will never learn how to play an instrument unless they came to school. And the fact that it's funded for them and given an opportunity for them, then they find something about themselves that they didn't even know.
It's a way to become friends for life with people. It's a way to sing really cool songs and to learn about different cultures.
I think everybody deserves that opportunity, and public schools are the best place to put that.
For some people, it's the only access they have to an instrument and to a group that is whether financially achievable or just time-wise, how their family schedule works. So I think it's really great to have a place where they can come and use an instrument for a very low cost and just play with other people.
Just the public impact that we make with the Lilac Parade and the basketball games and the football games that we go to, it just allows us to perform for a lot of different audiences that maybe wouldn't be able to see us.
It's taking a message and communicating it in a way that really nothing else can communicate.
It's how I guess, express myself around other people who enjoy the same things as me.
How it changes my students' lives, not just the people that we sing to and communicate to, but it's also the way that kids find themselves. Students find a purpose and a meaning and a connection.
Choir's where I've made my closest friends and where I've met people I really care about. And then it's really wholesome community, and we just randomly break out in song, and it's just fun to be around people like that.
I love working with those students that never really thought of themselves as musicians, and then they walk into the room and they find out they can actually do it and just find the joy.
Students who perform in music tend to do better on assessments and tests and other kinds of exams. It just, you use every part of your brain. You have to decode music notation and figure out how to make that note from the page come alive on your instrument.
Music makes everyone happy, I think.
Music, there's nothing like it, nothing like it.
Just wish I could just reach into every student and every kid and say, give it a try. Every exposure to music will change your life.
I just think that music in general is a great place for all kids from different backgrounds and experience levels to come together with a common goal of making music, because even though it is an individual sport by the kids needing to build skill on their instrument, it really turns into what I'm doing directly impacts 40, 50, 60 other kids. So it's very selfless in the fact that kids are working hard, not just for themselves, but to serve others around them through making really good music.